Here we are floating quietly above the ground in a beautiful hot air balloon. Everything looks a little bit different from this point of view. We see the tops of trees, roads winding through the countryside, rooftops, and even the tops of people's heads. This view is very much like the view that a map tries to show. For instance, here is a neighborhood of houses and streets. A map could be drawn to show the location of the houses, trees, ponds, and streets. A map is a flat drawing of a place. People use maps to find their way around unfamiliar places or to locate certain places. There are many animals that don't need maps to find their way. Many birds will migrate or travel every year for thousands of miles and return to the exact place they took off from a year ago. Some scientists believe that birds have a small magnet in their head which helps them use the Earth's magnetic field for locating flight routes. Bees are very good about remembering their way. They will travel away from their hive in search of flower beds. They usually travel in a zigzag pattern while hunting for the flowers. When they find a patch, they make a straight path back to the hive where they use a dance method to tell other bees where the flowers are located. Scientists believe bees refer to the position of the sun when figuring out what way to go. Because humans don't have these abilities, we have invented maps to help us find our way, and compasses to show the directions of north, east, south, and west. A map usually has a key that tells what the symbols used in the map stand for. For instance, here is the symbol for a house, and this is the symbol for a pond. Maps can be used to show a number of different things. A map may show a neighborhood, a city, a state, a country, or even the entire Earth. When a map is used to show the Earth, problems result. The reason is that a map is a flat representation of a planet that is a sphere. So on a map, things will not be the proper shape and size. That's because you can't take a round object and flatten it out without distortion. Think of an orange with a map of the Earth drawn on it. The map on the round orange will look very close to the real thing, our planet. But when we try to peel the skin of the orange off to make a flat map, things begin to look strange. It would be hard to use this map because of the empty spaces between the sections. So map makers use methods of map projection to make their maps. They are drawing the curved surface of the Earth onto a flat surface. There are different ways to do this, but all ways will have some distortion. That means they won't be completely true or accurate. Here is a popular map called a Mercator projection. The lines of longitude have been drawn in such a way as they don't join at the north or south poles, as they would on a globe or the real Earth. The areas at the poles have been stretched, which makes the images at the poles much bigger than they really are. For example, look how Greenland appears bigger than South America, when in truth it is much smaller. And look how Antarctica looks compared to its real shape and size on a globe. On this map, shapes appear to be correct, but size is not. The globe does the best job of showing the true size, shape, and distance between objects on Earth. However, when maps are used to show smaller areas, such as cities, states, and even individual countries, they can be drawn to show exact distances, sizes, and shapes. As stated before, there are many different kinds of maps. Political maps show the boundaries of states and countries, major cities and capitals. Physical maps show the features of the land. They show mountains, valleys, rivers, lakes, and ponds. They often include a key or legend that shows the elevation of the land. Elevation is how the land compares to sea level. Colors are usually used to indicate how low or high the land is compared to sea level. Green is often used to show lower elevations, and orange and brown are used for higher elevations in hills and mountains. Oceanographic maps show what the physical features of the ocean floor are like. Using echo sounders, ships have been able to measure the depth of the water, and then maps are made from that information. The ocean floor has deep canyons, valleys, and mountains. A time zone map shows the 24 time zones on Earth. The International Data Line, which is located in the Pacific Ocean at 180 degrees longitude, is the marker for the beginning of each day. If it is Tuesday to the east of this line, then it is Wednesday to the west. In the United States, there are 4 time zones. If it is 12 noon on the East Coast, then it is 11 in the Midwest, 10 in the Mountain States, and 9 on the West Coast. Meteorologists use weather maps to show their forecasts and to plot the movement of air masses across a country. Every map will have a compass rose somewhere to show the cardinal directions. The cardinal directions are north, south, east, and west. If you know where north is, you can easily figure out the other cardinal directions. East is to the right of north, south is opposite of north, and west is to the left of north. The little unlabeled spikes on the compass rose are used to indicate the intermediate directions that fall between the cardinal directions. These intermediate directions are northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. The map key or legend will show what the symbols on the map stand for. For instance, a solid line may be used to show borders between countries. A star might indicate the capital of a country, and a solid dot may represent major cities. A map scale is used to show how distances on the map relate to real distances on Earth. Many map scales have an upper and lower section. The upper might show distance in miles, and the lower one might show it in kilometers. You can find the distance between two places by measuring the distance between them on the map, and then comparing it to the scale. One technique is to mark the distance on a piece of paper, and then bring that paper to the map scale for measurement. Some maps show where the main map is located in the world. This is done with a map locator, which is shown in a corner of the main map. This map of Peru shows where it is located in South America. Just like globes, maps use lines of latitude and longitude to show the exact location of places on the Earth. You can see the lines of latitude and longitude marked off on this map. The lines of latitude go north and south of the equator, and the lines of longitude connect the poles. Just as we do with a globe, we can locate a specific place on the planet if we know its latitude and longitude. Cairo, in Egypt, is at 30 degrees north, 32 degrees east. Many maps use a grid system designed specifically for them to quickly find things. The map has an index where you can look up the name of a city or place. In the index next to the name of the city or place is a letter and a number. On the map, along the sides are letters and numbers. To find the location of what you're trying to find, you would find the letter with one finger and the number with a finger of the other hand. Move the fingers along the map in straight lines until they come together. Bingo! You found the place. Here is a map of Wisconsin. If you wanted to find Wausau, you would look in the index to find the letter and number for the grid. It says D4 for Wausau. Then put one finger on D and another finger on 4 and follow them across until they intersect. Maps can be found in use all around us. At tourist attractions, you will often find a map. It usually shows where you are, and then you can figure out which way to go to see other attractions. If you were going to the aquarium in downtown Chicago, you would first look at a road map to find the best route. Maybe you would choose to take a subway, train, or bus, and in that case, you would need to look at a map that shows these routes. Maps are in use all around us. And if we're lucky, we can even get the map folded up and back into the glove compartment without losing our temper. Maps come in many different forms and can provide all kinds of information, from weather forecasts to the boundaries of countries, from the height of mountains to the location of cities and neighborhoods. They may be used to show an area's resources or to help us find our way around a museum or city. Pilots use maps to plan their flights and to locate airfields. Globes do a better job of showing what the Earth truly looks like, but globes are hard to carry around and don't fit into the glove compartment. A map can be much more helpful, especially when used for identifying specific things about an area. A map of the world is going to be distorted because it is difficult to show a curved surface on a flat surface. Sizes of continents and oceans and distances between them are not correct. Maps include many features that can help you use the map. A compass rose will show the cardinal directions, so you will know which way north, south, east, and west are on the map. A key or legend will explain what symbols stand for on the map. A map scale will provide a way to measure distances on the map in either miles or kilometers. Maps are used in many different ways and are designed to make our lives easier as we explore this wonderful planet we all live on. This concludes the video presentation. The following questions can be answered on a separate sheet of paper or on the answer sheet entitled Video Quiz. 1. We can find out what symbols on a map stand for by looking at the Two, why don't maps do a good job of representing the entire Earth? 3. What does a political map show? 4. What does a physical map show? 5. What is a compass rose? 6. What are the cardinal directions? 7. What are the intermediate directions? 8. What is a map scale? 9. How do we use a map scale? 10. How do lines of latitude and longitude help us find locations on the Earth?